Hello, I'm Dr. Deborah Braboy with Anchored Hope Counseling. Welcome to our YouTube program, Hope Talks. We have some great content provided by our amazing counselors, and we hope that you find it helpful. Hi, we're here today with Michelle, and we're going to talk a little bit about equine assisted therapy. She is certified in EGALA, which stands for
Equine Assisted Growth and Learning.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So one of the things we're getting ready to do here is provide an opportunity for Michelle to do equine therapy with clients. So just tell us a little about it.
Okay, so with the EGALA model, it's all on the ground. It really just depends. We can do one horse, multiple horses in an activity, so you can do it with individuals, families, groups, couples, organizations. Just really your focus depends on what their specific goal is. So you have to have a licensed professional, so you have to abide by your mental health rules, but also there's standards for the EGALA model as well. And so there's a lot of just different trainings and techniques that you would use.
Right, so you have a certification to be able to do this.
Yeah, I went to Texas because nobody around here offers it. And so I got certified actually as the mental health professional and also as the equine specialist because I have a lot of horse background, personal experience as well. So I think that's kind of what drew me to it in the first place. It's just.
Were you a rodeo queen?
I was. I was a rodeo queen. I high school and college rodeoed. So yeah.
So you're comfortable around horses?
Yes.
I am not.
Yeah.
I could go as far as to say I'm afraid of them. So how would somebody like me as a client, how would they be a good candidate for this? Yes,
actually it's really good. You really don't want a lot of people that think that they're like horse experts because when they go in, their focus is going to be on what they can get the horse to do, not on what they learn about themselves. And so that's really what you want. Because it puts you outside of your comfort zone. Just, a horse, this huge, 1,200-pound animal, naturally, there's that difference. So that's why they're a great tool. They're very good they're very intuitive, like picking up on emotions. They have a lot of.
So they would know that I would be freaking out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you're freaking out, they're going to feel that in their body. So if you're going to try to walk up to a horse, they're not going to let you get close to them. They're going to probably walk away from you, or they're going to see that they're nervous.
See, they usually walk up to me.
Okay. So and maybe they're calming you.
Yeah. So you're actually in with the horses then?
Yes.
Okay.
So you are on the ground, so sometimes you might be observing them, observing like their behavior, especially if they're like in a group, and just kind of noticing like different horses, maybe what they're doing, and maybe identifying with one based off like their behaviors or their feelings and why you think that way.
Okay.
So it's easier for you to talk sometimes about the horse's behavior instead of your own, but it works because they're mirroring your emotions and your behaviors as well. So you might pick the one that horse is over there, kind of looks nervous or by himself, he's not comfortable. And so then we would kind of process that, well, why do you think that? Which horse would you identify with? And yours might be that, well, I would probably be that horse that's not comfortable, that's over there by himself. So just trying to get you more aware that way.
Okay. So that brings that self-awareness because you're looking at what the horses are doing and kind of identifying.
Yes.
Okay. So like when you say horses, like how many might there be? Like 2 or 3 or 4?
It just depends on the size of like the area you're working in, what your goal is, and then kind of how many people are there. And sometimes you'll use specific horses and their behaviors with certain people or with certain activities. So it just kind of really depends, but I would say probably no more than ever like 4 safely.
Okay.
Just because the whole herd aspect of everything. But you do usually have an equine specialist, someone there to kind of help watch the horses, that knows which horses are appropriate for the person, just to make it a little safer.
So what was the training like that you did for this? I mean, you went to Texas. Was it Was it kind of intensive? Was it fun?
It was.
It must
It
have
was
been fun.
fun.
Yeah,
It
because
was-
you like the horses.
Yeah, it was
For me,
fun
it would
for
have been
me.
incredibly stressful.
Yeah. So it's all groundwork. You're out there in an arena. You're with the horses. You do some psychology and just basic horse behavior, just learning that way. But you kind of go through some different activities, trying to get comfortable in like that facilitator role, being able to understand how to process, because you still have to document, everything is, what is their treatment plan? What is their goal? How is this activity helping your client reach their intended goal? So you can work with a lot of different things, with anxiety, depression. It works really well with actually PTSD, so trauma, like veterans.
Interesting. Yeah.
There's a huge area that's just focused on PTSD with veterans, a lot of programs. So I'm hoping to get a little bit more training in that, because I think it's great. The reason they like it is they're not judgmental. They can make a connection. And sometimes they need that when they come back from deployment. They need to be able to feel again and to make a connection. And so it's a good way just to get them grounded. So it's really neat.
Yeah. So is it a method or a model that you would do like every week with the same clients? Or is it something you would just kind of add into their treatment that you're doing with them?
I would kind of add it into the treatment that you're doing with them, because I think you still need just the traditional talk therapy to be able to process them more. But also just depends, like, because you work with addiction and eating disorders, a lot of different subjects, so you don't want maybe every aspect to be out there with the equine therapy. So I think a mixture of both is probably the best.
So it sounds like the self-awareness part is really the big takeaway.
Yeah, self-awareness, trust, communication, problem-solving skills.
Well, there's a lot then. There's more than just self-awareness.
Boundaries. I mean, so there's a whole lot of...
Yeah, see, my boundary would be like right here, so horses stay.
A big bubble, personal space bubble, right?
Right.
Yeah. So like a family, say you would use a group of horses with a family. So there's 4 family members, you'd use 4 horses.
Okay.
And so it's really neat to watch if there's a lot of like bickering and arguing in the family. The horses are going to pick up on that, and they're actually going to probably start getting a little agitated, arguing, like, horse talk.
Even if the family's not doing it in front of them?
If they just feel that tension in the
do.
family.
Wow, they're real intuitive.
Yes, very much.
Wow, they're smart animals.
Yes, they are. Yeah. I think we've used them since the beginning of time. They helped kind of bring us over here to America, and we just kind of use them in a different role now than we did back then.
Yeah. Well, it's neat that they're using them in this way, though. Yeah. So it's for a lot of people, if they don't have this, initial fear, there's this curiosity. It's something kind of new and different, getting outside of the typical traditional therapeutic office.
Yeah.
Plus, it's neat being outside.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I imagine they might do it in an arena, but mostly just outdoors.
Yeah. Even like autism spectrum disorder, it's really good with them. Just it gives them that way to connect, to kind of feel, to be more aware of themselves and get outside of their comfort zone, but be able to connect to people or to animals where maybe they have that hard time with people, and you kind of just phase it over and how they can connect with people.
Well, I taught a group counseling class at John Brown several years ago, and we there was a social worker I worked with, Kate, and she has the certification in horses in Alma, so we all went there for the day, way out of my comfort zone. So we did a couple of activities. We did where we broke up into 2 groups, and we had to do things with the horse. We had to try to get the horse to go a certain way without touching it.
Yes.
And that was a challenge. We were all like flapping behind it, and that was really fun. So are there things like that you can even do?
Yeah, so we do a lot of that. And so if it's in a group like that, depending on what your goal is, but you learn who's assertive, like what is your leadership role, what is your goal? Are you the stand back? Are you running in really assertive and aggressively? Are you passive aggressive? Like how do you get your job done? How do you just how do you get things done?
It could be used for team building too.
Yes, a lot of corporations use it for team building, problem solving.
Neat.
Yeah,
we had to do that, and then we also had to pick up the foot.
Okay, yeah.
I think there's a picture of me somewhere of me like oh, you know,
so you did it?
I did. Like the horse picked me out to do it somehow.
Yeah.
I did not volunteer.
Yeah.
But I mean, so I can see, like when you mentioned trust, that was a biggie, you know, and the horse, they just sense it, like you're saying. So, do you have any success stories of when you've used this with clients that you know that you could just share?
Well, one was with a family, and so we were trying to get them to do an activity, and it was kind of like that, like you each need to get a specific horse over here without touching it. And so there was 3 of them. So one was kind of the brain in the middle, one was the left arm, one was the right arm. And so all they could do on this side, they can't talk. Only the brain could talk.
Oh.
This one can just move the left arm and the right. So the family had to kind of work together. And it's really experiential. So you try to not give a whole lot of direction because you want them to try to figure out how to do it. So I think it was like, we need you to, in your mode of brain, left arm, right arm, get the horse over here. And then that's it. You don't say you use a halter, use a rope, you just let them figure it out. Because what you're doing is you're trying to see how does that family solve problems together. You know, especially if somebody is really bossy or wordy, you don't put them as the brain. You put them over here so that they can't talk. And it's really hard to then process how do they do that. But it took, a good hour for them to figure out how to do it, but by the end they were able to actually communicate with each other and work together as a family, which they were not able to do. That was kind of why they came in, they just couldn't communicate with each other.
Yeah,
so it was really
that
neat.
Would be super beneficial.
Yeah, to see like we can all work together without yelling because only one person could talk.
Well, I'm excited about you being able to do that.
Yeah. Me too, I look forward to it.
I just wanted to thank Michelle today for coming in and talking with us more about horses and equine therapy, what that looks like, maybe for people that are curious or interested, working with individuals, couples, families. I didn't realize you could do it in so many different kind of modalities or different groups of people. So anyway, this is Michelle Pass, one of our licensed professional counselors, and we look forward to her using the horses to work with our clients soon.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for watching Hope Talks. We hope this information was beneficial for you. Please be sure to check out our other videos, and if you would please like the video and subscribe to our YouTube channel, we would really appreciate it. Thanks so much and have a blessed day.